Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out.
Welcome to the Hub. Again, we have a unique opportunity to talk using social media and the radio to connect. My name is Kem Jones. I'm your host, and I will be taking you up to the 9 o'clock hour. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to start off tonight by commending the government for seeing education as a very important pillar in the developmental trust or process here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Excuse me. By signing this contract, this agreement to go ahead and construct the St. Andrew Anglican Primary School, it's another demonstration of the government's commitment to education and to the people of St. Andrew. You know, the NNP, they've been in power, or they were in power, for 23 years and a half, and we cannot point to 2 or 3 schools that they actually built, that they actually constructed, which is very shameful.
In a historic development, a contract signing ceremony was held on Wednesday at the Ministry of Education for the construction of the new St. Andrews Anglican Primary School. An over $26 million project was signed with local contractor Creative Design and Building Construction Design Company. The project will be funded by the Caribbean Development Bank through Phase 2 of the Grenada Educational Enhancement Project. During the event, Minister for Education, Honorable David Andrew, acknowledged the challenges faced by the school over the last 2 years and emphasized the importance of delivering a modern, state-of-the-art facility that will serve future generations of students.
This structure is going to be modern. It's going to be 21st century. We are keen that any structure we preside over, the construction of which we preside over at this time and in this period, will be climate compliant, will be climate smart, will be modern. So the lifts you would have, the smart classrooms you will have, the indoor arena as well, a very key and unique feature that you would find to facilitate engagement of students. All of these are elements that I am delighted to have included in the design and in the structure for the new school.
A sword-turning ceremony is scheduled in the coming months at the school's original location in Grenville. Project engineer Tiffany Donald provided a brief overview of the scope of the project and the amenities that will be provided.
It has a modern L-shaped design with a total of 2 floors. The ground floor will house 7 adaptable classrooms for kindergarten and 4 classrooms for primary level, as well as the facilities for admin, tuck shop, and kitchen. The first floor will also have 10 classrooms for the primary level, which will bring us to a total of 21 rooms for teaching. Additionally, the first floor will include a multi-purpose IT room. The lot features 5,000 square feet for playground and a few parking spaces, which with the hope that staff will not have to contend with finding parking in and around the town.
Following the ceremony, Acting Principal Jennifer Rodney expressed relief and excitement that construction will soon commence. She highlighted the difficulties the school community has endured, including a temporary relocation and a fire in 2023. Currently, the school operates from the Telescope Resource Center.
We are very pleased that we are going to have a staff room which we never enjoyed as a staff. I taught for 35 years and we never knew what being in a staff room was like. This and also the classroom sizes. Every teacher would have a classroom which they would be able to enhance and do things that would accommodate their children, because even to present we do not have classrooms for all of the classes.
Students also shared their enthusiasm for the new school. Grade 5 students Nathan Williams and Shaylin Joseph expressed their gratitude and anticipation for the improved learning environment the new facility will provide.
I feel happy. Even though I mightn't be there when the school is built, I am glad that the other children will get a bigger, better and more comfortable facility to learn.
Now that we are having a new school, I felt very great that we had to go back in Grenville. What I saw that made me feel excited is that it has more room and more classes, and that children will have space and that we'll have more activities happening.
For MTV News, Troy Gill.
Yeah, so that's a very nice piece there by Troy Gill. But again, folks, this is very, very important. Making sure that our students or children have a conducive environment for learning. And you realize the school will be modern, it will be climate smart. You have more rooms, you have more facilities so that the children can utilize. That's a really good thing. But it always takes the NDC to build schools, to focus heavily on education, unlike the NNP. I mean, the NNP been in power for 23 years and a half. And I want somebody out there to point me to at least 2 schools or 3 schools that the NNP actually built. Some people may say, Kem, you have too much expectation, right? You move too far. Let's say 1, let's say 2. The NNP never saw education as important. But this school will help a lot of students in Grenville, in St. Andrew, in particular, because it's a big school. It is a big school. So kudos to the government of Grenada. And I love the fact that they are showing a lot of, interest in the rural parishes. The Grenville Police Station, for example. They're about to construct that, renovate that, fix that, modernize that. Now the Grenville or the St. Andrew Anglican Primary School, that's in Grenville. So things are happening in St. Andrew. It's a big parish. It is a big parish. In terms of agriculture, we see a lot of things happening for the farmers in St. Andrew. So that is great, and I love that. Project 500 is taking place in St. Andrew, started off in St. Andrew, Dunfermline to be exact. So you're talking about hundreds of houses being built and then being made available for the people in St. Andrew and throughout the country. So the government is serious about rural development. The government is serious about the outer parishes. And I want to commend the government on that. And that's just some things that I mentioned. But there are far more. But the focus on education is what is commendable. We saw the Grenada Christian Academy. That's another school in St. Andrew. The construction of that school started. That's in the Pearls area, right? That's in St. Andrew. And now another school in St. Andrew. We have to applaud the NDC administration for seeing education as important. We saw the introduction of Grenadian history in our schools, the pre-primary, the primary level, in particular, the primary level. Because, they never thought history, Grenadian history, in our schools. Some people say before, it used to be. It used to be something in the school system. But that just vanished, disappeared. So the NDC introduced it at the primary school level. They also introduced foreign language at the primary school level. They also introduced the technical and vocational skills at the primary level. So you go through the primary school with access to all of those stuff, and then you go into the secondary school with access to continue those stuff. And that is good. Then you have the universal education. When common entrance came around or come about, you would have some students going on to secondary school and some remaining in the private school, in the primary school, or in that same class, or they move to grade 6 or 7 or whatever. I think it's standard 6, they used to call it. All right? Then you have the CPEA. When they sit that exam, some would remain in the classroom and some would go on to secondary school, or some would remain at primary school and some will go on to secondary school. But CPEA is a continuous assessment, right? It's not just you sitting an exam. You're doing projects, you're doing things in the lead up to the final exam. And they grade all of those things, right? So there should be no reason why any child should be left back in a primary school. So the government introduced universal secondary education. Universal education. So you go from kindergarten, pre-primary, primary, and then you move to secondary. So you're guaranteed a secondary education. So no longer you being in a conversation and you ask someone what level of education you attain or got, and the person would tell you, well, I only went as far as primary level. Because there are people who just attended primary school and not secondary school. So the NDC is saying every child should get a secondary school education. And there are students who are a bit slow at the primary school level, and it could be because of the teaching style of that teacher. It could be because of the peers, the students around that child. It could be home, the parents, so a number of factors. And that same child who left that primary school was not successful at the CPE exam, go on to secondary school, and the environment, the teaching environment, the teacher style, the support at that secondary school can give that child a fresh start. And that child would become something. I know of a lot of slow students at primary school, right? They got the opportunity to go on to secondary school and they made good use of it. They became so bright that the sky was the limit for them. So giving every child a chance to a secondary school education is a good thing. It's a really good thing. Then the NDC introduced the free hot meal program, where all the students who want a hot meal could access a hot meal at the school. I know of students, because their parents couldn't afford, would come to school with a hungry belly, empty stomach, no breakfast, no money for lunch. And sometimes it would take the intelligence of the teacher to identify that, to realize that that child is hungry. And then there are some instances where the teacher would spend her own money or his own money in the tuck shop or so to get that child something. But now that child is guaranteed something hot for that stomach. A hot meal, right? Every day of the school. The NDC is paying for that. It is free. So this is commendable. This must be applauded. Then the NDC continues with the free textbook program and the back to school voucher program, helping parents to get school uniform and other things like that. Right? And then you have the free tuition policy, free tuition for every child going to TAMCC and NULO at $810. And then you have the first generation scholarship, where the government is seeking to have at least one child graduate from university in that household. At least one. Could be more, could be everybody, but at least one. So they're targeting households without university grads to at least get one in there with a university education. And then you have the government supporting teachers to get their first degree and their second degree. So a lot is being done by this government when it comes to education. A lot. Only today I saw some music equipment handed to music teachers to aid in their teaching of music and art and so on in the classroom. So the NDC is working very hard in terms of making sure that our population is educated, because education is liberation. The students, and I forgot to mention, the students at Carriacou, right? The students from Carriacou who attending NULO and TAMCC right here, right? Right here in Grenada. They continue to receive support from the government. Laptop, housing, finance for transportation and other things like that. So this is important, very important, the government sees education as critical, and they're doing all in their power to help as many people as possible to be educated. And you see, during the NNP time, they never focus on education and agriculture. But the NDC is focusing heavily on education and agriculture. So you have more people interested in current affairs. They want to read, they want to listen, they want to follow different programs. You look on social media, because I'm very observant. And folks, don't mind my voice tonight. I don't want to shout too much. I want to take my time tonight because I'm still trying to get over totally that dry cough. So the cold is gone, but it leaves you with a dry cough for a prolonged period. So don't mind my tone, all right? And that is why I didn't come on this morning. I didn't do any program this morning. Because at the end of the day, I have to prioritize my health. I'm the only person doing this, all right? And while a lot of people look forward to hearing me in the morning and hearing me during the night, right? Not a lot of people will check on me, all right? Yes, they look forward to hearing me and seeing me. It's just the reality. They want me to wake up every morning and do the program and come every night and do the program. Just as not many people support this program or the morning program financially. The same cadre of people who give to this program, they're like family. I know them by name. I know them by the song of their voice. Once I see a message from them, I know it's them. It's the same cadre of people who give to the program, to support this program, to keep it on air, to pay the bills, right? And to keep things going. Same group of people. There are a lot of people out there who listen to the program, who follow the program, but they don't give to the program. They don't support the program financially because they believe anyways it's going to happen. And then don't even talk about me. They don't support me personally, even if they know that I'm volunteering my time and effort to do this program. So I have to prioritize my health and prioritize me to make sure that I'm okay. So I thank the people who continue to give to this program financially, right? I thank them sincerely. And those who would go even beyond that to say, boy, Kem Jones as the individual also needs to be taken care of. And the little that I can give him personally will go a long way. So I thank you who would think beyond just the program. And there are people who are going to call me and not ask about the program. Oh, I didn't see you on the program this morning. Oh, I didn't see you on the program last night. They would ask, Kem, how you doing? How things with you and your family? Right? So again, just saying from time to time, because anytime I'm down, the program is down. It's what it is. All right? It's what it is. So again, I'm still battling the flu, the cold. All right? And I'm working on it. But remember, for those out there who say, well, Kem, just I ain't seen you. Oh, yeah, you know, people would call me. And, well, Kem, just I ain't here this morning. And sometimes I want to give them a response, you know. There are some people who would call me. And all they're concerned about is the program. And me being on air to talk the politics, the economics, and push the party and government. That's all they're concerned about. All right? That's all. So they call. Some when they call, I take a time to even answer. But there are those who are genuine, who are sincere, who would call because they're concerned about the person, the individual. And there are those who pretend that they're concerned about the program, and they might be capable enough to assist in some way or the other to keep the program on air, because some people think that this program comes to you because Kem has a computer, a console, a mic, and some camera rolling here. And he can just wake up in the morning and the program rolls. It's not like that. Nope. This program is carried on Vibes 101.3 FM and Vibes 106.3 FM. And thank God Kim is like a father figure of the program. He's genuine, he's sincere. To keep this program on air costs a lot. Then we have to make sure that the bills, the internet, the electricity, the rent, and other things like that are paid. So it takes about $7,000 to $8,000, sometimes $9,000. It depends, right? $9,000 sometimes to keep this program on air every month. And there are some people who can afford to give on a monthly basis consistently, and there are those who can give in and out. And I really appreciate that. The little that you give go a long way to keeping the program on air. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. All right? It's not easy to keep this thing going. And when it comes to me personally, because I am not collecting a salary from the program, right? I'm not collecting a salary until I have the actual studio and radio station. Then I will be able to do so. But for the last 10 years, going on to 11 years, I have not been collecting a salary. So that again makes it even more complicated. I am volunteering my time and effort to keep this going. So that is something that you must know. So sometimes you don't see me on, and there is reasons. So like this morning and a couple of the mornings, and even during the night, I forced tonight to come on, and Kim the King will tell you that. I was coughing profusely, consistently so. And there are a lot of people with that cough. So even if the cold leaves you, you would still have the dry cough, right? And I'm treating it, I'm getting there. But again, just giving you an insight, all right, into this whole thing. It's what it is. It's what it is. So that's why my tone tonight is the way it is. And just know that this program comes to you because of good people in Grenada and outside of Grenada who will give a little to keep it going, because they love the government of Grenada, they love the NDC, and they love Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And they see how important this program is in terms of information dissemination. Because there's a lot of programs in Grenada, but the majority of them, they are opposition programs. Programs opposing the government. Programs against the NDC. But this program, consistently so, is pro-government and pro-NDC. We want the NDC administration to remain in power, and we are trying our utmost to make sure that happens. All right? So getting back to message. Just saying, the NDC administration has always done more when it comes to education, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to infrastructure development. When it comes to housing, when it comes to social services, the NDC has always done more than the NNP. And that is why people are now saying to the NNP, well, you're on a platform. Tell us what would you do differently? So Emmeline Pear was outside of the parliament building when they had the youth parliament. And she had all kinds of stuff to say. And people are saying to her, well, tell us, what would you do differently? What are your plans? What are your programs? What are your intentions? And they can't say. The NNP just don't have a plan. They don't have a vision. They don't have nothing in place. They just talk. But I want to commend the youth parliamentarians. I'm really impressed with them and the delivery. So let me at this point play a little piece here.
It was a historic day at the Grenada Houses of Parliament as the first elected national youth parliamentarians were sworn in. These 14 young leaders were successfully elected in the recently held national youth elections and were tasked with an opportunity to represent the young people in their constituencies on a national level for the next 2 years. During the ceremony, they were presented with their assigned parliamentary portfolios and took the oath of office. The 14 young people also gave their maiden speech as official national youth parliamentary representatives. These young individuals are focused on making a difference in the lives of young people they will represent. GBN spoke to a few of the representatives outside of Parliament about what they will tackle first within their respective constituencies. First elected National Youth Prime Minister Joshua Andal said now that they have taken the oath of office, fulfilling the needs of their constituents is what he hopes can be achieved by the end of their 2-year stint.
So for my team, the next thing would be for us to go through the process that the Ministry of Youth would have first, which is to train us in capacity building, specifically pertaining to grant proposals and how to write specific grant proposals, so we'd be able to use the $5,000 that they would be allocating for us per year efficiently to the best way possible, so that we'd be able to carry out and create the initiatives that we want to do to have, the most impact that we can possibly have. And my first point of duty, now that I'm sworn in, would be to first of all develop, like I mentioned in my speech, to develop something similar to a youth council within my constituency, with individuals representing different parts of the constituency, the different villages and communities, so I'd be able to have not only a better understanding as to the different, I would say, difficulties, what they're facing, their struggles, but they would be able to help me assist in carrying out the specific projects that I like to carry out.
With a number of projects outlined in her maiden speech, Leader of the Opposition Amanda Japal George says she feels honored to be entrusted with such a responsibility and to be a voice for the voiceless.
Well, my first initiative actually happened already. I held an independence quiz in St. Andrews Southeast, and St. Giles actually came first. And so what I'm looking to do now is more leadership training, entrepreneurship, business training. What I did within my constituency is I made a note of the things that each village requires, because every village is different. So my initiatives would be tailored to suit the villages that I would be going in. So my first initiative would be mental health initiatives, mental health workshops, leadership forums, and empowerment for youth.
Parliamentary Representative for St. George South, Jonathan Mitchell, said today marked a very important milestone for him, indicating that he was a bit nervous at first, but quickly overcame it. Financial literacy will be his first point of duty.
But the most important thing I would say is this marks important time in the youth development, Grada's history in terms of having a youth election. And I'm looking forward to working along with my colleagues and working along with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and all the stakeholders so we can better the youth development within our country. The first thing I want to embark on is something small but effective. It's a financial seminar. So I have a guest speaker who is savvy in terms of the finance area, and she was living here and she moved abroad. So I want to have a seminar on that. I decided to have something like that first off because it's not too complicated to pull off as a first initiative, and we see the importance of financial literacy.
Establishing a network of young people in every polling division is the strategy Akim Bradley Williams, the St. George Northeast constituency representative, intends to use in achieving his goal.
Out of business, we want to start an initiative geared towards promoting community. And those are going to take the form of videos. We want to do we call it St. George Northeast Community Builders Initiative. We want to promote small businesses who are taking the opportunity to create spaces for community still. Because in spite of what's happening, I still believe that these are the hubs that have still preserved some level of community development and places for interaction. We want to promote them, we want to incentivize them.
To help them in implementing projects in their constituencies, each parliamentarian will receive a community support grant of EC $5,000.
Yeah, and that's really good that all of them, all 14, will receive a grant of $5,000 to do some project within their constituency. So it will be an annual thing. But besides that, they can use their own initiative to raise the required funds to do programs, to do projects, and do things within their constituency. This is good. This is wonderful. I love that. And folks, I want you to support them, right? Support the young people. They all may not be supporting one political party. You have some who may support NNP and who may support NDC. But if you can support them, you can help them to see the light ultimately, to support the NDC down the road. You see, everything takes time. I know of friends or acquaintances who used to support NNP, but in them coming around me and me befriending them, over a period of time, they all became NDC supporters, right? So you cannot want to catch something with lime juice. It has to be honey or some syrup or some sugar, something like that, because the lime juice is going to push people away. So you have to be tactical. You have to be strategic. You will not get everybody to support you or your party. But if you can get the majority to support you or your party, everything will be A-okay. All right? So I want to commend the government for understanding the need to institutionalize this thing, making these young people go out there, campaign, they vie, they competed, and 14 were successful. They were sworn in, and they will be supported by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. That's a really good way to go. So big up your whole self, the Honorable Delma Thomas, and the new senator, I think it's Seville. All right, I want to applaud both of you. That's the way to go. That's the way to go if you ask me.
Mark your calendars, Grenada, for one spectacular event. Join us at the Bushes U playing field on Sunday, March 2nd for the National Democratic Congress Sensational Rally from 4 p.m. Be inspired by our distinguished guests, including Prime Minister Roosevelt Scarrett of Dominica and Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre of St. Lucia. Plus hear from our very own political leader and Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell and more. Enjoy electrifying performances from top artists like Young Man, Booba, Rooney J. Also Mandela Links, Squeezehead, and Muddy. This is your chance to engage, be inspired, and celebrate with us. Don't miss out on this unforgettable rally. Organize your transportation and your flags, bandanas, drums, shells, bells, and head down to Bushes U to be part of this transformation.
Cause I believe in the truth, and I just wanna live good.
Yes. So again, remember, the convention takes place at the Happy Hill Secondary School, and that's a indoor event. That's for party delegates. That's for special invited guests. It's not for everybody. It's not open to the public. All right? So remember that. And then the rally starts at 4 p.m. at the Bushes U playing field. At 4 p.m. So I want to encourage you to mobilize, to organize, and come on down to Bushes U playing field. So if you have your private transport, don't come alone. It can hold 4 people or 3 people. Organize, mobilize 3 people to come with you, right? Then you have buses in every constituency. You have a number of buses that you can hop on, jump on, and go to the rally. And I hope it's well coordinated in every constituency, so no one will get left behind. All right? Plenty entertainment. 3 boss speakers. You have our beloved Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and then we have Roosevelt Skerritt, and then you have J.P., right? Philip J.P. from St. Lucia. So Roosevelt Skerritt from Dominica, the Commonwealth of Dominica, and Philip J.P. is St. Lucia, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. So they will be here to address us too. This is a very, very important rally. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are, mobilize, organize, and do not make a jersey. So if you don't have a yellow jersey or the trending jersey, now, although you can access it, you can buy one for $10. You can go to any of the constituency offices, well, particularly the St. David constituency office, right? Or NDC office. That's at Red Gate. That office right by Red Gate, you can go there, excuse me, and get your jersey. $10. Only $10. So if you have a $10, you can go and pick up your size right there. With the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell on it, you can go and pick up your jersey. It's available and good quality too. So don't hesitate. If you don't have one, all right, because today I understand St. George Northeast had about 100 jerseys and that gone. All right. And South St. George, I understand that they had to. I don't know if all gone already. So the constituencies, they have, some of those constituencies, they have jerseys, constituency offices. But the main constituency office to get the jersey from is the one at Red Gate. All right? So it's just $10. It's really cheap. And I think it's just for the printing. So I want to encourage you, if you don't have a yellow jersey, feel free to wear anything, any color, any color. Some people say, oh, don't wear green. You could wear green, pink, orange, any color. You hear me? No matter what attire you have. It has nothing to do with just NDC as a party. It has more to do with government when it comes to outlining our achievements and the vision as we move forward. So again, I want to encourage you, if you don't have an NDC t-shirt or a yellow t-shirt, wear anything you can and come on down to Boucheju. Come on down and be a part of the niceness, right? Come and be a part of the vibes. Come and hear the achievements, what we were able to achieve, right? So even if you have green t-shirt, wear it. If you have orange, pink, any color, wear your t-shirt. It has nothing to do with what you are wearing. It has more to do with you being there and listening in on the achievements of this government. So mobilize, organize, and be there. Don't make nothing stop you from coming. Wear anything you want to. All right? Because you see, there are some people who make people believe if they don't have an NDC t-shirt or a yellow t-shirt, they don't belong. And they're not a part of this and another part of that. If I have an NDC t-shirt, I'll give it away. And I would wear whatever I want to wear to come to the rally because it matters less, right? So I'm saying again, whatever you want to wear, wear it. It could be green, it could be yellow, it could be orange, pink, whatever you want to wear. This has nothing to do with what you're wearing. And some folks need to stop the damn nonsense. All right? We are mature. We are more sensible than being colorblinded. Move away from this damn rubbish. I'm saying, folks, we want you to come on down to Boucheju. Mobilize, organize, and do not make a yellow jersey prevent you from being there. Any jersey you have. It could be green, pink, orange, yellow, whatever it is. Black, wear whatever you can. And come on down and be a part of the rally on Sunday at Boucheju. It starts at 4 in the p.m. All right? Any color that you want to wear. Don't worry about people and this mindset, this nonsense, this dotishness. We have moved away from this barbaric thinking and reasoning. Whatever you have, you can wear. Because, you know, there are people who say, well, I ain't a yellow jersey and I can't go because... No. Nope. Wear whatever you have. All right? Nice. And I look forward to seeing you at Boucheju. Good? And don't worry people with their nonsense about no green jersey. Where if you have an NNP jersey and you're an NNP supporter and you want to come and be a part of that rally, you can wear it. Because I'm certain when you come to the rally, you'll be a changed person after. Whatever jersey you have, come and be a part of this rally. Because after the rally, you will be a changed person. So don't make your clothes. Because you know some people believe that they could wear more yellow than anybody else. Or more yellow jersey than anybody else. Do not make that prevent you from being there. Right? Very important. Because that's how you change people. There might be a person who does give you talk, who does run mouth about NDC and say this about the government and so on. But they might want to come. I know last Sunday, I went to a particular community and I know of a young person that supports the NNP, but she has reservation now. She has reservation. And she said, Kem Jones, but you don't want to come to the rally? I said, if you want to come, I will personally send and pick you up to come and be a part of the rally. And you could wear whatever you want to wear. I will personally send and have you come. She said, yes, Kem, I will tell you. She sent me a message yesterday. She said, don't forget me, Don't forget. That's how you get people on your side. You know, this barbaric, backward, stupid thinking, right? We got to move away from this. You know, the NDC of 2008 to 2013, they had some of the supporters and some of the people had this kind of thinking, this kind of attitude and this kind of behavior. We got to move away from that. Do you know there is between 3,000 to 5,000 people who love what the government is doing, who love what Deacon is doing, right? The most honorable Deacon Mitchell, who love what he's doing, who love what the government is doing, and they don't support NDC or NNP. They're in the middle. They don't wear NDC t-shirt. They don't wear NNP t-shirt. But they're in the middle. And a lot of them voted last election for NDC. So that's something that you need to bear in mind as you move forward. You're talking about between 3,000 to 5,000. In fact, the last election, we can move as far as to say up to 8,000. Because moving from where we were, it's a whole 8,000 difference. Like the growth. That's the people in the middle. In the middle, they don't support NNP and they don't support NDC. You hear me? They're not NNP, they're not NDC. They just love what the government is doing. They love what the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell is doing, his leadership, and how the government is going. They love that. That's important. Very important. So you have to understand that, for example, you have some supporters, right? They believe them alone could vote to get the MP or the candidate of the NDC elected. You have 5,000 people registered to vote in the constituency, you know. But you believe you alone could get that candidate elected. So when things are being distributed, when things are happening, they want all. They front in. It takes more than that. And that is why I'm saying we have to be smart. We have to be very, very smart. To get people over, it's not arrogance. It's not you territorial, your NDC and your yellow jersey and your yellow. No, no, no. 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 Nope. You have to be tactical and strategic. So I'm saying again, we want as many people as possible to come to the Boucher-Joux playing field. So I want to encourage everyone, if you don't have a transport, there are buses in the different constituencies that you can go on. And I want to urge the people who believe that they're more NDC than everybody else, respect people when they come on that bus. Respect people who come on that bus, who you may know in the past as an NNP supporter, who you may know in the past as somebody who don't support NNP or NDC. The buses are free. You're not paying for it. They are free. It's not your private transport. When people come on that bus to come to the rally, you know more NDC than anybody else. Respect people. That's how people get turned off. Respect people. Right? Be happy that they come. Show them love and appreciation and respect. That's important. That's very important. I know what I'm talking about. I'm far more experienced than a lot of people politically. I'm saying respect people. That's how you get people to follow you. That's how you get people to want to be around, to want to come and hear and listen, the love, the vibes. There are some people who believe that they're more NDC than every damn person outside here. So their attitude, they would start to shun people and berate people and show off and get on. Once the person comes on the bus, they feel so so we got to sort that thing out, right? We must show love and appreciation. There are people who are changing every single day. There are people who are falling in line every single day. Let's show them love. Let's reach out. Let's embrace them, because it is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. All right? A word to the wise is sufficient. I don't believe I don't know what I'm talking about. So remember, rally is Sunday. Sunday coming. So convention, it's a closed-door event. That would be for party people, delegates and so on. After that, the rally starts at 4 p.m. at the Boucher-Joux playing field. 4 p.m. So organize, mobilize, and be a part of that. And let's welcome everyone. Let's reach out to a great number of people to come and hear our beloved Prime Minister, his message of hope, his vision for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. That is important. So let us organize ourselves. All right? And when you go to the rally, don't want to hide in the back. And I hope those who are organizing the playing field, that you organize it in such a way that you don't just open it wide, wide, wide. This is not election season. It's not election season. So you have to design that field in such a way that you have your people go in that space and not open it wide, and everybody could be all about the damn place. All right? So you have to be tactical. It's not election season. So you have to know how to design this thing. And for the people when you go, you can go up. You know, you have our supporters in particular are not too disciplined when it comes to crowd. They're all about the place, all about the place. You understand? Come to the rally, but you saw all about. But if you can gather all in front, to come to a rally, you gather all in front, because you know the camera will be always looking in front. So it has to be, these things must be well choreographed and well organized. And you see it happens all around the world, in the United States, in Europe, everywhere. In the Caribbean, it has to be well put and well organized as we move forward. All right? So folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. I will be back with you tomorrow morning, God's willing, hopefully, trying my best to continue with the program. It's not easy. Thank God I have not, gone on a coughing spree. I think I coughed, twice, 3 times on the program, which is a good improvement. All right, so